If there is no file,
again, for club certificates, before you measure any freeboards, you need to be sure that the offset file corresponds to the vote. Because otherwise, as unfortunately is done in several places, the freeboards are measured and then the displacement is overflows.
So we need to be sure that accurate offset file existing, that we can identify the freeboard point in the offset file, because or if we have no other information, we can also use the scale weight and weight of the boat. As said before, it's not a problem if you have a weight of the boat as a scale, as weighted, but you have to be careful how to use it and when to use it. Even if weighting is not possible, the rating officer, as we said, can accept the displacement distribution from both manual design data or other statistical models. Again, the higher level of competition you want, the higher is the level of accuracy you will go, and you will go to the higher level of measure. Freeboards, as we showed you, as we saw today, there are 2 points on each side. On some hulls, you even can have the point that is in the center line, so you measure only one, not on the 2 sides. Freeboards are measured as we showed you. There are different types, methods how you can measure it. You need either that device that is I brought you just to show how it can be done, or simply have a hard meter, that measurement tape that you put and try. In Caribbean, when I was there, they have their own rule, but they have funny and interesting method also of measuring these freeboards. They have wooden, like a button, wooden profile, and on it there is a small rubber that they put along the boat, and then this rubber you can move it up and down. You move that rubber to the point you want, and when you see, okay, that's it, then you take it and then you measure it with the measurement tape. This is also one of the possible ways how to measure it. In any case, the most important is, as we probably said several times, just to identify exactly where the freeboard points are, because if you have them wrong, then the whole measurements will be wrong. As I said, the boats is measured dry in light ship condition. Now this was actually the change since 2013. And at that time was a bit like announced as a big change. I mean, before boat was measured with the anchor, with the safety equipment, and this, and everyone was a bit, concerned how this will be done. But up to now, like we have no problem with measuring boats completely empty. Items on board include internal ballast, of course, recorded where it is, batteries, fixed interior accommodations, hatch covers, floorboards, fixed machinery, electrical plumbing system. Outboard motor only when it's stowed aboard in appropriate stowage.
When it's carried by racing.
It's carried by racing, and when there is a place for it. Usually you can simply take it out. Mast, boom, standing riggings, rudder wheels, center rolls, fixed electronics, so everything that is fixed, mattresses and permanently stowed tables and doors. Many times people are trying also to put out, the mattresses, and then the question is, do I need to have this? If the boat is categorized as a cruiser racer, and if mattresses are required, they shall be on the boat while we measure the boat. If the boat
and
while racing, if they decide, okay, we will go to performance category, we will strip out everything, they can strip out everything.
But pillows and blankets out.
Sorry?
Pillows and blankets or some blankets.
Yeah, pillows and blankets, and then your personal, clothing and things like this, or so that all goes out. So out goes water and any liquid contents of any tanks, hidden or not hidden. No, it's voids in the keel. You know, it's, I was briefly talking to you about the super yachts. This is slightly different because there you actually recording the situation which you have on the boat because you cannot strip out and you cannot take hundreds of bottles of wine for the boat.
And then all the pianos.
And all the pianos and stuff like that. But this is, for the moment we are not it. Anchor line is there, mooring, suspenders, any sails, sheet blocks, portable safety gear, cushions, pillows, cooking, you know, food stores, outboard engine without appropriate storage. So, as I said, an easy explanation is take the boat upside down, everything that falls out goes up. And this is good because when we have to do the check on the regatta, we simply say, okay, we always know how to put the boat in the same condition.
This also means that what used to have its own position, except for the outboard engine,
Yeah.
it can be placed everywhere.
Yeah.
So the anchors, for instance, that was a critical thing, whether you have it in the bow or in the middle or in the stern. Now, having disappeared from measurement, there is no check on where they are placed while racing.
And normally, everyone would like to have it somewhere in the middle, close to the mast, or where you don't affect. You don't want to have them on the bow. You don't need it.
Yeah, and then this was discussed a week ago.
But in the measurement inventory, there is position of each heavy element like anchor.
Yeah,
And it
There
should
was,
be
there was.
was.
There was. No.
I look
The field is there because up to 2013 you were recorded.
Okay.
And you still may have some boats that are measured before 2013 in that condition. And for boats like this, the actual sailing trim is calculated by deducting these weights from that position. But normally now when you are not recording anchors.
Okay. What equipment can be checked with the correct position? Batteries.
Batteries, fuel tanks, and anything that is permanently installed but heavier and recorded. I don't know if you have a boiler, water heater that is there, not removed. You record water heater or I don't know, gas bottle that is always fixed that cannot be removed. Things like this. And this the only batteries type of engine you record, but you don't. And and you see in the inventory, we show later, some fields are done in yellow, deductible, and some fields are done just for the freeboard points. All these images, I have to say that it has been simplified in the latest rule versions, because many of these are really related to the old and not actually up-to-date versions of when you can have freeboard points. As said, the freeboard points, in fact, we can probably, we need to update these slides. Freeboard points is normally placed on the sheet line, but does need not to be on the sheet line. We only have to be sure where it is. In probably, I would say 90% of the offset files is on the sheet line. And in most of the cases, you have this story about 45 degrees, where you are trying to identify where is your freeboard point.
Again, this is a different approach must be used when you are going like we did today to measure a boat that has the offset files. A different thing is when you approach a boat to measure the hull, and then you have to decide where to place the freeboard points. Because this is, as we discussed a little bit on here, it's an ongoing problem to find them and find them again on another boat of the same production series. And then it is something where you need some common sense and some practical statements. Because if you put it in a point that has no reference and is difficult to identify, then you're not doing a good job, because the next measurer in Italy or in Greece or wherever will make an error in his measurement because just not finding the correct reference point. Sorry.
No. I mean, and again, if you are measuring freeboards, the first thing is check with your rating office what you are measuring, where you are measuring. Of course, if you measure the same boat more times, then once you measure it, you know where exactly. How to measure, as we said, find the 45 degrees. Sometimes, if you cannot exactly point the measurement tape or something, you can always choose one point on the on the hull and measure from that, and then measure the difference and take the difference to the actual freeboard point. So use hard meter to measure the freeboards, and then we measured also together 1004 was the specific gravity, almost fresh water here. And, yeah.
Is it required to that points, freeboards that should be permanently fixed on boat, or
It's
or
not. No, it's not.
Like Goodspeed.
It's not
Before
required.
today,
Hej,
we
Michał,
haven't.
czy my ci przeszkadzamy?
We haven't.
Dyskutujemy o czymś tutaj, ja będę to mierzył. A ty tego nie będziesz mierzył. Proszę o ciszę, dobrze?
Dobrze, Michał.
Dziękuję.
It's
No jestem właśnie kulturalny, słucham, ciągle gada.
It's not required, but it is good. I would say I would recommend. It is good for owner.
Recommend.
Yes.
It's not.
It's not required.